Hey everyone, thank you for being here. Today we're walking through a crisis that's currently happening in Southern California. There's a chemical tank. It's at risk of rupturing at any moment. We're gonna, for the sake of this assignment, say that it did actually happen. We'll talk about the various leadership styles that it would take to handle this type of crisis. And then from there, we'll talk about how those different leadership styles will shift during the various timelines within the crisis. So in this scenario, I am the regional emergency response leader. This chemical tank is unstable, and if it were to rupture, it would be releasing hazardous fumes into a nearby community, putting the community at risk. So my job is to ensure that communication is thorough, that the community is safe, and that interagency response is timely and appropriate given the situation. In the first 3 seconds after the tank ruptures is crucial. There's no time for discussion, and this is where autocratic leadership is necessary. I have to make an immediate call and give a clear safety directive. Trait theory also shows up here because the team is looking to me for confidence, decisiveness, and emotional control. So my call of action in the first few seconds is simple. Activate any emergency alert systems and issue an immediate safety command, which be to evacuate or shelter in place based on official guidance. 3 minutes after the rupture, I will be shifting into situational leadership, adjusting my style to match the urgency of the situation. This is a moment for clear, direct instructions. Path goal theory also becomes important because my job is to remove any barriers so that my team can act fast. My call to action here is to gather the essential facts, assign roles, and establish communication with the fire, hazmat, and hospitals. Everyone needs to know exactly what they're doing. This is also very crucial because if things are not done correctly and quickly, unfortunately, this is where loss of life or injury to life would occur. 3 hours after the rupture, the initial chaos has settled, but people are scared and exhausted. And this is where transformational leadership becomes essential. I need to motivate my team, keep the morale up, and remind everyone of our mission to protect our community. At the same time, democratic leadership starts to play a role. Now that we're past the immediate danger, I can bring key staff into conversations to help shape our next steps. And my call to action here is to reassure the public, involve the team in planning, and make sure community support resources are in place. 3 days after the rupture, the crisis is still serious, but we're shifting into recovery mode. Servant leadership becomes essential here, and my sole focus is on supporting the community and making sure both residents and responders have what they need. Leader-member exchange theory also plays such a big role. High trust relationships help the team communicate openly and work together during long-term recovery. And my call to action at this stage is to prioritize community needs, support my team's well-being, and strengthen collaboration as we move into the recovery phase. Using these leadership styles as we move forward has allowed us to shift out of emergency mode and into recovery phase. Acting immediately and adapting our approach at each stage help the community stabilize, begin healing, and start discussion about next steps for prevention planning.